close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Treat a Trucker was started by Larry and Angela Baum in March of 2021. They started Treat a Trucker to help feed truck drivers during the pandemic, to say thank you for keeping America going. Since then, they have gifted over 700 truck drivers with a free meal in the form of a gift certificate. It is their way of giving back to the trucking community and thanking our drivers for sacrificing time away from home and family to help supply America. Make a donation today at Treat a Trucker on Facebook to give a truck driver a free meal today. We are also so excited to announce the addition that Lori and James Underwood are joining us to help gift even more truckers.
Can you hear me now? Okay, I can't hear you. Are you talking? Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me right now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yes. How are you?
I'm here.
I hear you. It's been a crazy day. Talking about technical issues. That's why we're running late tonight. We had technical issues. It happens.
It's okay. Everything happens when you're out here on the road.
Exactly. I mean, this is real life. This is us living. Literally, you're on a truck. I'm on a truck. It's what happens.
It happens. And sorry, guys, there's nothing done here, but I was not in the mood.
Look at my hair. I mean,
I'm like, I'm going basic tonight.
I hear ya. Big Mike said, "Let's get busy, lady." Hey, Mike, I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Thank you, Steve. Steve said he can hear us loud and clear. And Carol Crawford said, "Hey, ladies, how are you?"
Hey, everyone.
Steve's asking me how I'm doing after the great dinner that Larry made. For those of you guys who might have missed it, Larry just got done making pork chops with us in just a little bit ago. So we had pork chops and rice, and I think I'm still trying to digest that. Hi, Gary.
That looked good.
It was pretty good. That was actually the first meal he made for us on our date. Although, you know, Hope's coming on the show here in a few minutes. She's probably going to yell at me because I just ate a bunch of carbs. I need to do my yoga. Mike said both of us are looking good. Thank you. No makeup. Mike. We decided no makeup.
No makeup, no hair done, no jewelry on, just plain Jane.
Yes. It's all right sometimes. Sometimes it's okay. Kathy said she thought she missed us. You didn't miss us, honey. We were just having technical issues.
No promise. We're here.
Kathy said, "How is Larry feeling?" He is feeling better. So we have a guest with us tonight, and I will get your guys' comments in just a little bit, I promise. Hold on, let me undo this real quick. Oh, Laura, you're going to find this funny before I bring Hope on. So I downloaded all those new commercials that I made for the guys' show last night, right?
Right.
I didn't upload a single one of them for our show.
Oh.
So I have
wow.
I have all the old commercials. I'm batting 1,000 today.
So on the guys' show, it's all our commercials then.
Yeah, they had great commercials for their show. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's funny.
Gosh. Okay, so I'm going to bring on Hope here. For those of you guys who don't know Hope, she is part of a website called Mother Trucker Yoga. I actually found her site a couple months ago, actually, because Larry and I were trying to eat healthier on the road, and I actually found her YouTube videos, and that's how I started finding her. And I was like, hey, these exercises aren't bad. I can do them in my truck, or we could do them at the rest area. And she explains all the exercises, which I appreciate, because it lets you know, like, what areas of your body you're working, why are you working that, like strengthen up your core, strengthen up your back. So it was really cool. So let me bring Hope on here. Give me just a minute, guys. Hello, Hope. How are you?
Hello, ladies. I just got to say a shout out. You know, technical difficulties are the way of this world now, and you ladies are rocking it. So you just got to roll with it, you know?
Exactly. I mean, that's how it is when you live on a truck. Sometimes it just happens.
And just, you know, ride the wave. And people that get upset, well, they're probably not doing the things that you ladies are doing on a regular basis. And I so appreciate being on here tonight. It's going to be fun.
I appreciate it too. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Larry, can you hand me that black tube right there? Thank you. So just so you know, I'm not joking. I have a tube of your stiff cream. I have two.
I need to get some of that. I so need to get some of that.
It's the only stuff that works on Larry's back. I swear to God. We have 2 bottles of this, so it works. So we're going to talk about.
Well, it's created for all of you guys. And so I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy.
So we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but I just had to show you. Like, I just used it today because it helps with my arthritis too. I have arthritis in my hand, so it works well.
I love it. I love it.
So I hope you want to tell everybody just a little bit about you and maybe how you got into Mother Trucker Yoga.
Absolutely. Well, welcome everybody. For those that you don't know me, and we're meeting for the first time virtually. My name is Hope Zavara, and I am the owner of Mother Trucker Yoga. Yes, you heard me correctly, pun intended. You got to have fun in life, right?
Yes.
And I have been working with truck drivers for the last 4 years. I didn't get my start in trucking though. I owned and operated a yoga studio and was working with people in pain for the last 20 years here in my hometown in Wisconsin. And 4 years ago, I went to a local business mixer. I live in a trucking/farming community. So everyone kind of knows everybody, right? You know, people that are from those types of areas know what I'm talking about. And so I go to this small little local business mixer, and I kind of just was like, okay, I'm gonna know everybody here. My husband's in local politics. He's like, you should come. And I look over and I notice this guy, and I've never met him before. And I start talking to him, and I'm trying to pitch him corporate yoga because that's part of what I did at the time. And He looks at me and says, do you have anything for truck drivers, like in the cab of the truck? And I think I'm funny sometimes. And I threw up my hands and I was like, Mother Trucker Yoga. Just trying to get a rise out of this guy, just trying to make him laugh. And he looks at me and says, that's brilliant. Do you want to go into business together? And he called me up the next day, and we built Mother Trucker from scratch in 4 months. And then a year later, I bought him out of the business. I was in yoga. I was in the space of helping people with mental and physical health on various levels, and he was in trucking. And so we kind of pooled our ideas together, pooled our resources together, pooled our innovation together to build what is now Mother Trucker Yoga. But I think for me, I found my home. I was looking for something different, something more. I felt like where I was in the yoga world, I never quite fit in. And my viewpoint on things just didn't fit the total crunchy granola. Although I do have some crunch, I do have some granola. Okay, but I'm not what to the degree of what I was working in for so many years. And truck drivers, well, they're some of my most favorite, bestest friends now. They're some of the best people I've ever worked with on the planet. And I'm just so honored to be here serving all of you and sharing my knowledge and insights to be able to help you all do, which is not an easy job. And I'm happy to be here tonight.
I was going to say, that's one of the things that I absolutely miss, because before my husband's been a truck driver for 17 years. And before that, I was going to the gym every day. Like, I get off work and go to the gym. And it's like, ever since I became a trucker, I like gained 40 pounds. So that's when I started looking for exercise videos. I'm like, there is nothing out here for truckers on what we can do, because we're in a limited space. What can we do to make it better? And that's how I stumbled across your videos. And we've been doing it for months.
Awesome. Well, that's one of the things that I feel like I brought to the trucking industry. You know, if you want if you want exercise videos, there is a surplus of them. You can go to YouTube, Google, everyone has an app. But I think one of the things that the way I look at exercise or the way I look at living healthy is really about everyday life movements. It's about, am I actually moving my body throughout the day? Am I actually getting up and doing things? Now, for drivers, it's not as easy just to get up and move around as it is for somebody that works at a computer all day or has the freedom to go about their day as they please. But there are things that drivers can do safely behind the wheel. And there are times throughout the day that you have the capacity to insert some movement in. And when we take away that label of exercise, for a lot of people, it takes away the stigma and it takes away the feeling of, oh, I need to exercise for 30 minutes. And if I don't, well, I
Yep.
guess I can't. I guess I'm bad. I guess this is not for me. I'm a truck driver, therefore I can't exercise. And I hear that a lot. And the truth of the matter is, you don't need exercise clothes. You don't even need a yoga mat. We call it no mat yoga. All you need is 5 minutes or less where you're going to say, okay, this is the space I have. What can I do?
Yeah.
And you'll be blown away at how much you actually can do in all those little buckets of time, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. By the end of the day, all add up. All
Oh,
add
yeah.
up. All of that movement counts. It's not like, oh, canceled out because it wasn't for 30 minutes. No, it's accumulative. It's accumulative.
That's what I love, because it's true. We are always in a time crunch. And so that's what I loved about your videos is none of them are that long. First of all, they're not that strenuous. You explain it well and what like parts that you are targeting, and they're easy to do, but you feel the burn. I mean, you feel it. It's like I remember the very first time Larry did one, it was with an exercise band, and he got done and he's like, man, she made it look so easy. And he was like 2 minutes into it, he was like, oh my God.
Because you don't need a lot of time. You know,
No.
and I think the reality is, truck driver or not, we're all busy and our attention spans are this big, but we can move forward towards health. We can change lanes towards a happier, healthier version of us. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, my background and my past, I had a lot of mental health challenges. I had a lot of physical health challenges. And I felt like the boxes I kept getting put in were not working for me and were stressing me out. Like if I didn't exercise, I was bad. If I
Yeah.
ate this thing, well, I was bad. And what I found was life is meant to be enjoyed. And when we give ourselves some grace, but also recognize that health happens in many forms, we find
Yeah.
that it's not as hard and it's not as stressful as we once thought it was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In one of the interviews that I watched, and I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes here.
No, it's fine.
I watched, you mentioned that back in your younger days that you were a recovering addict and that you'd suffered from both anxiety and depression, which I think a lot of truckers suffer from. And I know a lot of the trucker wives that follow us, they also say that they suffer from that too. So how did yoga help you, like with your anxiety, depression, and help with your sorry, what am I trying to say? Your addiction too. I know you had an addiction issue also.
Yeah. Well, I've been in recovery for about 15 years, but you know, even when you stop with whatever substance abuse of your choices, the mental aspects, you know, are
Yeah.
still there. And those are often the things that you're dealing with for years afterwards. And that's one of the things that I kind of discovered. And I'm a recovering addict, mainly food. And so when people are like, oh, she doesn't have any problems, it's like, just because I look like this doesn't mean I haven't had those issues.
Right.
And that was even harder for me because I looked healthy, but I wasn't. I mentally, physically, I was breaking down. I was slowly dying. And then that led to substance abuse and cutting and just self-harm and just things like that that were not healthy for me. And there's a big lingering aspect of an addiction with shame. And it's like, especially when people don't see that those things are going on.
Yeah.
And for me, that turned into anxiety and that turned into depression, that turned into suicidal thoughts. And I know for a lot of the drivers that I talk with, this is a regular thing for them. They're struggling with this every day, especially when you're alone for days and weeks and months on end. That really wears on you. And I was struggling. And one day at work, a coworker said to me, hey, you look like someone that would practice yoga. And full disclosure, I think that's the first time I ever really even heard the word yoga. I was, I think, 17 at the time, and something in me just clicked. And I went home and I was like, I think I'm going to do this. And so I found a yoga class and I went. And for those of you that struggle with anxiety, you know, doing something new is like an anxiety attack times a million. Like, it is no joke. And I remember thinking and anticipating that first class, but something in me was like, if you don't do this, Hope, like nothing is going to change. And so I went, and after that first class, I walked out that door and I noticed something that I hadn't felt in years. My mind was clear. In the middle of feeling weak and my body shaking and feeling like I didn't know what I was doing and being half the age of everyone else in the classroom, my mind for the first time had no thoughts. And for those of you that have struggled with addiction before or any type of mental challenges, I always called it my healthy mind and my addiction mind. And so my addiction mind was always like, you're dumb, you're stupid, don't do that, you're never good enough, you know, nobody likes you. It's like all day long that was constant. And after that yoga class, I didn't hear it.
Wow.
I was like, what happened? And you know, the effects fade. And so, you know, I went home a few hours later, there it was again. But every time I kept coming back and back and back and back. And eventually it led me to a yoga teacher training. And then I opened a yoga studio. And I did all of those things really because I needed it. I needed a community of people that were like me. I needed to keep coming to the mat. And because my anxiety was so high, teaching a class forced me to show up, you know, having to be there for other people. I mean, as parents, I have 3 kids. You're forced to show up for them, which is probably a good thing sometimes when you feel like you want to hide under the covers all day. Or if you're your truck driver, your employer says you better be there at this time or else. You're forced to show up. And sometimes those are good things. And so for me with yoga, yoga has this really amazing way, learning now after the fact when I first started, of allowing you to shift your focus away from what you're currently focused on. And so for me, it was all of these thoughts about everything that was wrong with me and wrong with life. And it shifted my thoughts to my breath. It shifted my thoughts towards the present moment. And maybe we've heard, or you've heard of that, you know, idea of like focus on the present moment and be in the moment. And that what they're all trying to say is that you are never anxious. You are never afraid. You are never worried when you are right in the moment that you're in. It's like right now it's 7:25 and probably some odd seconds. If we're just in the conversation together right now at 7:26 now, there is no worry about anxiety or depression or fear, anything, because we're in this moment right now. The second we start thinking about the future, thinking about the past, we start anticipating all these things that aren't real. And for me, that was what was just killing me slowly. And yoga was like, time out. Okay, now bring your arms out to T and stand on one leg. And it was like, it was a healthy distraction to shift my mind away from self-harm, to shift my mind away from all of these lingering thoughts. And so for drivers that are listening, I'm not suggesting you go take a yoga class because that might not fit for your schedule. You may not want to. And I don't think that you have to in today's world. And how I run Mother Trucker Yoga, my suggestion is you need something though. Listen to a meditation. Go for a walk and just breathe. Listen, step outside and listen to the wind and just listen to the sounds, nothing else. And you'll notice your mind shift right away from all that other stuff to what's going on right now. That's what yoga did for me. That's what yoga taught me. And eventually that led to learning more about the body and really recognizing that, wow, a lot of people are teaching exercise and yoga and have no idea what the heck they're doing. They've memorized poses, they've memorized exercises, but they have no clue about the human body. And that was me when I first started. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't killed somebody yet or broke their back. I mean, like, truly. And so it led me on this path of like, I have to learn about the body, about how the body moves and how the body works, not in an exercise way, but actually in like a functional way. And I came back to my yoga practice and completely changed everything. And that's really when then now with Mother Trucker Yoga, yoga is kind of the basis of what we do, but it's so much more than that. It's really, I want to teach drivers, teach everyday people how to move and breathe and function in their everyday life with ease.
Yeah. That is so true. Lori, do you have a question for her, hun?
Yeah, I do. Okay, Mother Trucker Yoga. I'm sorry, your motto at Mother Trucker Yoga. How do you transfer that from the help of long haul truckers? And how do you decide to join yoga with the trucking industry?
How did I decide?
Yeah, I think she talked about that at the beginning where she met the gentleman at the conference. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a small little business mixer in my hometown, and I met a guy and started talking to him, and I was trying to pitch him corporate yoga, and he just looked at me. We met for, mind you, you guys, we met for 20 minutes.
Oh,
And
wow.
he was like, do you have anything for truck drivers in the cab of your truck? And I was just joking around with this guy. I thought I'm never going to see him again. And
Right.
we became business partners. And then a year
Wow.
later, I bought him out of the business. And really, that is truly how Mother Trucker Yoga started. And it's interesting. You know, when you start paying attention to life, everything really does happen in a divine order or for a reason or whatever saying you want to use for that. Because I was looking for something different. I felt like everything that I had done in my life with my studio and where I was at, it was like those doors have all been closed. And I was like, what's next? Universe, what's next? And then this stranger falls in my lap, and it was just one of those meant to be moments. And
Absolutely,
here I
yeah.
am 4 years later, and I don't take that for granted because I could have not showed up that night. And
Yeah.
that would have never happened. And you know, I always tell people I'm not a truck driver. I never claimed to be a truck driver. My dad is a sewer pipe layer. He's the guy 80 feet down in the hole, walking around in people's sewage and you know, doing stuff that very few humans can do, much like many drivers. What I do know is I know hard work. And what I do know is I know self-sacrifice. And I know how hard manual jobs can be on someone's body. I watched that for years. I watched my dad slowly deteriorate. And before Mother Trucker Yoga, I always thought to myself, you know, how can I help him? How can I help people like him? And now I get to help some of the most amazing men and women on the face of the planet. I always looked at my dad. He was always ashamed of his job. And I always felt like he was doing something very, very few people would even want to do in their life. And I often hear that from drivers. It's like what you all do, very few people would even be capable to do on their lawnmower with a trailer. I mean, I have so much respect, and I feel so honored that I get to help all of you be able to live better on your truck. Because if you want to learn how to be a better driver, go to a professional truck driver. If you want to learn how to improve your health, how to improve your fitness, well, go to somebody that's a professional in those areas and understands what it is that you're going through and what it is that you're up against. And that's where I can come in, and that's where I can help.
Now, how hard is it for you? Because I mean, we're talking about a 10 foot by 10 foot space. And I know some of your stretches and your exercises you encourage, you know, to get out of the track and do it like at a rest area. But how hard is it for you to like try to visualize, okay, I would like for them to work on this part of the body, but they have such a confined space to work in. Is that hard for you to come up with that?
Well, I'm really fortunate that we have partnered with quite a few different companies here in my area that I get to utilize semi trucks and have access to them on a regular basis.
Smart.
Because for me, I want all of you to be able to see what I'm seeing and I see what you're seeing and being able to have a similar experience. Now, granted, every truck is a little different, you know, and I do stuff in a day cab, I do stuff in a sleeper, I do stuff, and it's all different.
Oh, wow.
We work with different drivers all the time. And so I want you to have that experience. Now, are some of our videos just me at home in my small studio? Absolutely. Because you know what? Some people do go home and some people do have that space. But my goal is to be able to help drivers feel like there is something out there for them that they're seeing what they're actually living. It's just like them. And I want you to have that experience. But I think one of the things that's really unique about my brain is that I have this capacity to be able to just put myself there and feel and experience. And I have great body awareness. And I think that's part of where learning about the body and having had issues in my own body myself, like
Right.
I can be able to translate that for you all. And I'm always learning. Many of the drivers have become good friends of mine. And sometimes I call them up and I'm like, okay, you're in your truck right now. If you grab here, what happens? Like, it's because I don't claim to know everything, but I want to be able to help you guys have the best experience. Maybe humble is the word. I don't know, but like, just I want to be able to translate those things for everybody that comes this way. I just believe that everybody deserves to live a happy, healthy life. I almost lost my life because I didn't value my health. And when I see men and women, truck driver or not, and their health is deteriorating, and there's small, simple things that they can be doing that cost very little and don't take any extra time, my heart just breaks. And that's really the premise of Mother Trucker Yoga is small, simple changes in your everyday life. And so when drivers say to me, well, I can't eat healthy because the truck stops don't buy healthy food. And I've had conversation with a number of truck stops, and it's a cycle. They don't buy the healthy food because the drivers don't buy it because it's expensive. Well, they can't bring the price down because not enough drivers buy it. So it's a vicious cycle. And that's for another conversation. But when you walk into the truck stop, there are healthy things. I'm not saying there's a lot of options. Okay. I'm not saying that. And I was listening to you before I was on, and I was like, yes, she's getting groceries delivered. Can we promote to drivers? Huge. Sure, it takes a little bit of time, but you can have stuff delivered to your truck. And okay, maybe you don't have a big fridge. Maybe you don't have a fridge at all. But even one day of eating healthy is better than 0 days.
Yeah.
When you walk into the truck stop, okay, yeah, maybe you're going to get your same thing. I don't tell drivers that they should never drink soda again or never have a hamburger again, because I don't believe that that's realistic and that's practical. But what if you eat an orange first? What if you have a bottle of water before you drink that soda? What if you get the low sodium beef jerky and use that as a snack instead of the bag of Doritos? Like, there are options. I'm not saying that that's the best options. We have a motto, good, better, best. You may not have access to the best options, but you will always have options to a few good ones and maybe even a few better ones. And so if you can walk into that truck stop and you can be like, okay, break the habit, break the routine, and be like, I'm going to find one thing healthy in here and I'm going to eat that first. You consuming that, whatever it is, I don't care if it's a bag of carrots, if it's an orange, if it's a salad. I don't care how sad the salad is. It's still a salad. And you eat that, and you still eat the Snickers, or you still eat the pork, whatever. It doesn't cancel out, you guys. You've still consumed those calories, those healthy nutrition. Like that doesn't go away in your body. And I think for a lot of people, we think that it's one, either all or nothing, or two, we either have to be perfect or not perfect. And I don't think that's the case. There is a middle ground. I would be a hypocrite if I said I never ate candy or I never had, some fast food. Like, no, like I am human. I am real. Like, I do try to practice moderation, and I do try to get those healthy things in first.
We have a comment for you from Chris. It's really good. She actually started going back to the gym this week. She's starting CDL school on Monday, and she said, "Amazing! I'm so glad that you're here tonight. I'm at the gym, so I'm just going to listen to you all." So she's working out right now.
I love it. I love it. And for drivers listening, okay, you might not have access to the gym. That's okay. You know what you can do? You can walk around your truck. 32 laps equals a mile. And I hear from drivers, well, I don't have time to walk around my truck. Okay. Well, what do you do when you're parked for the night? You talk on the phone.
Or waiting at your shippers or your receivers.
You can walk around your truck. Like, those are miles. You're burning calories. In the morning when you're doing your pre-trip, nobody's going to know if you walk an extra 2 laps around your truck. They're just going to think you're looking at something.
Exactly. That's so smart.
Things. When you're sitting in the driver's seat and your back starts hurting, and I do this, I'm guilty of this. I keep thinking, my back hurts. My back hurts. Oh, my back hurts. And then as the day goes on, your thoughts also get worse. Now you're angry at life. Now you're
Yes.
thinking about how your sister said this one thing 7 Christmases ago to you, and now you're pissed again, all because your back hurts. Well, you know
Yes.
what? When you're sitting in the driver's seat, you can do something called pelvic tilting. All you're going to do is sit upright. You're still driving. You're still holding the wheel. You're still on the gas pedal. You're going to arc your lower back like there's a pin back there. And then you're going to round your lower back like you're pushing the pin into the seat. And all you're going to do is swish the water in the bowl, tilt your pelvis front to back, and that's going to eliminate that lower back pain. That's going to help bring more blood flow to your lower legs. One of the big things with sitting all day is you're cutting off blood flow and circulation to your lower body, which is a huge issue. And we don't think about it, but all of our organs, female organs, male organs, our descending colon, all of that's right there. It all needs blood flow. So by doing that pelvic tilt, you're pumping more blood flow down to the lower body. You're bringing circulation back to the legs. When you're sitting for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours at a time and not getting up, you may not feel those effects right now. And if you're one of those drivers, you're one of those people that are thinking in their head, yeah, I hope that's not me. I'm just fine. That's the beauty of the human body. The human body does everything possible for as long as possible to not let you feel pain. It wants you to be able to function optimally for as long as possible. And so if you've ever gotten out of your truck or reached up and got something, and then all of a sudden your back is thrown out and you're like, I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
It's because your body can't compensate anymore. It has an alarm system. It's been telling you something's wrong. Your back was hurting, your neck felt a little sore, something was funky with your hip and then it went away and you didn't listen. And all of those things accumulated over time. And then all of a sudden you're laid off. All of a sudden you can't drive. All of a sudden your sciatica is so bad, you have to lay down flat for hours on end. It just didn't randomly happen. So if we start inserting more movement into our day, if we start just getting up, and I don't even care if you don't even know what you're doing, just walk around, move your arms, dance, that all counts. Your body is going to thank you for it.
You have another question, and then Lori, I know you had a question for it too. But Kathy Cutler said, and we were going to talk a little bit about your membership, but this is probably a good way to segue into that. She said, "So do I go to YouTube and look up Mother Trucker Yoga, and can I watch your videos there? I'm sorry if I missed the answer before."
Oh, no. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. So there's lots of ways that you can follow us and you can work with us. And so you can go to our YouTube page, totally free. I post all of my videos up there. I do a Fitness Friday pretty much every week. I post all those up there. And they're also on our Facebook page, Mother Trucker Yoga, on all of our social platforms. So super easy. And then you can also go to our website at mothertruckeryoga.com, and we have a membership site. And we're actually building an app. So in about a week-ish, we're transferring platforms. So if
I just signed up today, so that's exciting.
Yes. So if you just signed up, we're going to be moving you to a brand new platform in about a week, which I'm really excited about. So we'll have an app for you all where you can access our videos. You can chat with me. Tons of downloads. Really exciting. We've been working on that for a while, and we're at the very end of that. But if you're looking just to kind of like see what this chick is all about, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's typically where I hang out the most. And I'm pretty good about, if you have questions, post it. I'm the one that responds to everything. That's one thing that's really important to me. Like, what you see is what you get. I'm the one that is working with you all, and I'm the one that wants to make sure that you guys succeed. So I'm super excited to be able to answer any questions that you have.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Do you want to ask your next question, Lori?
Actually, she's already answered all my questions.
Oh, okay. So one of the things I wanted to, I watched an interview with you. It was your PBS interview, and you were talking about like the price of your membership, and that's what drew me into, because I wanted to try your membership. So I'm like, okay, I really like her videos, and what I like the most is that you are specifically talking to truckers, and you understand our lifestyle and how confined our space is and our time management. But then the thing that I love the most when you were talking about your membership is it's like a Netflix membership. You never even, but it's true. It's only like, what, $7.95? I mean, that's nothing. That's what you pay for Netflix. and it would allow you to be healthier on the road. I'm like, that's a genius. And now you're saying you're turning into an app. I'm even way more excited now that I joined because I love using an app. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things I recognized, I think just in life in general as humans, if we have to decide to choose being healthy or something else, and it's at a price point that either we're not comfortable with yet, or we have never invested in our health, so we are not putting a higher dollar amount on it, that people don't choose health. And I think for truck drivers, you're already having to choose between so many different things, leaving your family for days or weeks or months on end, or staying home.
Yeah.
Driving from point A to point B, and the paycheck isn't as big. It's either I get paid or I don't. Putting fuel in my truck with gas prices where they are, or I don't have a job. Like, you already have so many decisions that you have to make that you don't get to choose, that are more expensive than you want to be paying, but you have no choice. The last thing I want for drivers is to feel like they have to choose between trying to improve their health or staying the way they are. And I think the best way that I can do that is make it a no-brainer price point. I mean, you all have recognized this is a business. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my family. So I have to charge something. But that allows me to be able to turn around and make content, produce content for all of you that you want to consume, that you want to learn from. And $7.99 a month on the PBS interview that you're talking about, I called it a Netflix decision. And I think it's a better Netflix decision because you're getting something out of it. You're bettering your life and your health with that. And you can buy for a year. I think it's like $85 for the year. And the great thing is even if you just learn one thing from me and you do that every single day for 365 days, so that's 1% better every single day because you're doing one new thing every single day. By the end of the year, that's 365% you've improved your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that worth it?
Oh, yeah. No, one of the things that I know Lori and we talk about this all the time, how stubborn our husbands are. And I know a lot of the truckers' wives in our groups talk about how stubborn their husbands are. And so I was like, one of the things I'm like, sometimes as wives and stuff and girlfriends and spouses, it's so hard to get our truckers to try something new. And especially like take their health seriously because, they're big macho men. Do you run into that with truckers when you're trying to explain to them, hey, come on, just a small change makes a huge difference? Do you run into that issue?
Oh, every day of my life. Every single day, every single day. And I think the universe has been preparing me for this moment because I love the challenge. I love it when big men come up and are like, I don't need yoga. And if any big guy is watching, this is women too. Women might say this too. And this happened to me in my yoga studio too, where it's like, I don't need yoga. Where's the weight room? And then I'm like, okay, can you pick that up off the ground? I dropped it. And they can't even touch their toes.
Yes.
And so I think one of the things we want to recognize is health is you being able to function in your everyday life. And if you can't even put your own shoes on, if you can't even bend down to the ground and get back up again, this is not to make anyone feel bad. This is rather how I measure health. I don't care how much weight you can bench. I don't care how fast you can run a mile. If you can get in and out of your truck without losing your breath, if you can walk around your truck 5 times without feeling like, oh my gosh, my back and my feet are killing me. If you can reach up overhead and not have your shoulder go out. I mean, these are all basic functional things.
Yes.
And when we're 80, 90, 100, however long we live, one of the things I try to always remember is, and I've worked with elderly before, and watching them is every single one of them that's in a wheelchair, they would die to be able to just do basic things in their life again.
Yes.
They don't care about running a mile or lifting weights or doing big burly things. They just want to move about their day with ease. And so that's really where I start with drivers. And so when I get those big burly people that come in and are like, I don't need yoga. I do like poking at them a little bit. And so one of the things I try to do is show them how not intimidating this is, first of all. And so by showing them some basic stretches, hey, I see you back there. I see you. I'm back. Showing them some basic stretches that they can do. And instant gratification. So if you just do one stretch discreetly in your truck and nobody knows, hey, you can have your jeans on if you want, and it gets rid of that hip pain or back pain, that's yoga. That's worth it. And so it doesn't have to be these big, huge things. And one of the things I've recognized in my own life and just working with lots of different people over the years is we often have a defense mechanism up when we're afraid.
Yes.
When we're afraid of not knowing the answer, when we're worried that someone will judge us, when it goes against everything we've been telling ourselves we are, like,
Yes.
I don't need health. I don't need to drink water. I don't need to exercise. And then all of a sudden we get to a point in our life where it's like, ooh, maybe I do need that. But we've told ourselves for so long and everybody else that we don't need that. And now we're afraid to change. And so my hope is for those drivers that are listening, why not just do one stretch or drink one bottle of water or walk one lap around your truck and don't change anything at all, nothing else except for that, for a week, and then come back and tell me how you feel. And then do it for a month. And then do it for a year. It's that 1%, and that will make a difference. You don't need like big fancy stuff. And if you're feeling like you still need to do what you need to do, what's it going to hurt? What's one
exactly
hurt? What's one bottle of water going to hurt? And that's, I guess, how I approach it. And I don't mind the resistance. And I look at it as a great opportunity for me to be able to help somebody that really does need help.
Yeah.
I wish I could have met you a couple of years ago. Oh my goodness.
You know, Robert Green, if Robert's watching, because I shared this broadcast, he was one of my very first truck drivers that I ever worked with. And he was probably in the 400 plus, we're looking at weight wise, and was struggling badly. And this is how he started. Small, simple movements, wrist stretches, side bends, twists, really simple things, using the truck step, using the sleeper discreetly. And it was a journey, but over a course of a year, he dropped almost 100 pounds. And it's not about weight, but when you just start moving more, when you just start looking at exercise from a different light, it can change your life. It can improve how it is you go about your day. Dean Key is another one of my students, and he was 40 pounds overweight, was on 2 diabetic medications, and was down the road of just like, this is not going to work for me. He was anti-exercise, anti-yoga, anti-anything. And it was just one step at a time, where he was like, I never thought I would do yoga. Now he's 40 pounds down. He's off both of his diabetic medications, and he can get on the floor with his grandkids. He's not out of breath when he's doing basic things at home, like doing his woodworking and out in the back raking leaves. He's able to enjoy his family. That, to me, is the most important thing, is that you can enjoy a quality of life that allows you to do the things that you love. And so if you're listening and you're like, I'm not doing the things that I love anymore. I'm not getting out and doing things. When I'm parked at night, I am just sitting inside my truck and hiding. I'm not utilizing my time and space appropriately. I have 5 minutes. My motto is, if you can scroll Facebook, you can do yoga. You can do mother trucker yoga, because that's all it is. 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes and I will show you how much better you can feel in 5 minutes. And if I can't, you can go on doing your own thing.
I tell you what, you have motivated me. I had gastric bypass about 7 years ago, and I kind of got teary-eyed when you were talking about the elderly people who wish they could do everyday movements, because I literally was homebound. I couldn't walk to my mailbox. Like I would get so winded. It was like the most embarrassing thing, but I like hibernated for about 15 years. Really, nobody saw me. And it's like, when I made that choice that I was sick of living that way and I needed to do something, I had gastric bypass and I lost almost 200 pounds, but then I became a truck driver and I gained 40 of it back. Now I'm still proud of the weight loss, but I'm not where I want to be. So that's when I started seeking out your videos, because I'm like, I used to go to the gym all the day and I felt wonderful. I felt so much better. And so you were like a lifesaver to me, because I'm like, oh my God, she doesn't make me feel like I have to do 30 minutes or an hour. I can break this up. And I think the best part about it is my husband hates exercising. He doesn't like doing anything like that. And he loved your videos because it was easy stuff he could do and it motivated him, and he did it with me. So that was like the best. I'm like, I've got to get her on here.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, and as someone that has struggled with mental health, issues pretty much my whole life, the cool thing about, we can call it exercise, I'm going to call it movement. When we start moving, when we get our heart rate up, when we start breathing more deeply, there are things happening in our body that we can't see and that we don't even feel. So when we start walking that extra lap around the truck, or we just step up and down off of our truck step 10 times before we get in the truck each time, we are boosting serotonin and dopamine into our brain. We are lowering cortisol levels. So for those of you that are worried about like all these other health issues, movement feeds that. But more importantly, and this is why yoga, when people ask me like, how did you get into recovery without medication? How did you do that? And like, you're living a quality life without all of these ghosts lingering. It was because when I got on the mat and I was stretching and moving and breathing and feeling in my body, my mind was also going along for the ride. I was raising all of that oxygen that I was so depleted, because what do we know about people that are depressed? They close themselves in and they hunch forward. So now what are they doing? They're not breathing. And now what are they doing? They're cutting oxygen off to your brain. And so when there's no oxygen in your brain, you are slowly dying. No wonder you feel so crappy. No wonder you're thinking such shitty thoughts, because your body is in survival mode.
Right.
Just try to be able to get through the day. And so when you take your arms behind you and you do a chest expander and you open yourself up, one, you're breathing more deeply. Two, it's a great stretch because you're sitting at the driver's seat all day. But three, you open your heart and you take that pressure off. It's an emotional booster. I've seen people almost go to tears with a chest opener because they're so used to being closed off. They're so used to being so guarded, and then they open themselves up. And this is why I'm such a big proponent for stretching, because when we stretch our body, when we move our body, we feed our mind, we feed our soul, we feed our organs, we feed everything. And breath is the first thing that we're given in this life and the last thing to be taken away. And time and time again, what do we know about people that are on their deathbed?
The death rattle.
They're taking that last breath like it matters. Why are we waiting until then? And so when you come into our membership site, or soon our app, and there's breathing videos in there, and people are like, well, I know how to breathe. Most people are not breathing to their fullest capacity. Most people aren't recognizing that all that stress you feel, or better yet, the stress you've normalized, and you don't even realize you're stressed anymore because now you've just adjusted yourself to that level of stress. And you're like, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. But yet you have to pick up your phone 50 times a day, because anytime there's a dull moment, it's like anxiety. And then you calm yourself down.
Yep.
And so breathing can be that supplement for that endorphin release you're looking for. They say social media is actually more addictive than sugar now.
Oh, I believe it.
And so you're grabbing that so you can get endorphin release, so you feel good again, then you put it down. Then you don't feel it, then you grab it again. Or it's a donut, or it's a beer, or it's sex, or it's porn, or it's whatever it is, it doesn't matter. When we start breathing, we start utilizing the chemicals in our own body to be able to balance those needs out. And that's really what transformed me the most for recovery. And as an addict, is it taught me how to stay in the moment. It taught me how to use my body. It taught me how to allow those feelings to pass. And it taught me how to breathe. And I go back to those tools time and time again. So when people come to us and they're like, wow, this seems really simple, too simple.
Yeah.
Because most of people, at least I recognize, the majority of people, when I look around, are trying to complicate things so that you work with them. And I don't want to do that for you. I want to simplify things. I want you to make it as simple as possible, because I know what it's like to struggle, and I don't want other people struggling the way that I did.
We a couple. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lori.
So I tell my story all the time. I went through a massive depression a couple of years back, and I was in a chair. So, So, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I wish I could have met you a couple of years back. I think you would have helped me get out of that chair even faster. I so appreciate you.
Yes.
Well, I so appreciate you, and I'm glad to be here tonight.
Kathy Cutler said, you are giving me so much inspiration. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Lisa said, is your videos only for truckers, or can anyone do it? Sorry for the stupid question. Not a stupid question.
First of all, totally not a stupid question. Don't discount yourself. There's no stupid questions. Here's the beauty. The driver's seat is a chair. The sleeper is the floor or your bed. Outside the truck is a wall or the side of your house or your kitchen table, whatever it is. And so that's the great thing about what I'm trying to teach drivers is these are practical everyday applications. And so some of the stuff I do, I am using a regular chair because last time I checked, even drivers sit on chairs.
Yes.
Some of the stuff that I do is on the floor because last time I checked, some drivers have access to floors. Most drivers do. And so I try to give a variety of different environments, but absolutely, you can take everything that we've learned and you can apply it to your life. I closed my studio almost 4 years ago now. And many of my students that when we parted ways, they do all of my mother trucker yoga stuff. They're not truck drivers. They've never drove a truck a day in their life. But this is all practical things that we can all use to better our lives. And here, let me give you 3 things. For those of you listening, you want to improve your life. You want to improve your health. And you haven't yet signed up for Mother Trucker Yoga yet, but you're going to. Here are 3 things that you can start doing today that will cost you very little, if not nothing. 1, every single morning when you wake up, drink a bottle of water. Okay. And so it doesn't have to be cold or whatever, but drink a whole bottle of water. And when most of the time I say that, drivers say, well, I don't like water. Well, here's the deal. When you wake up in the morning, have it there waiting for you. You got to prepare it the night before so you don't have to reach for it. And when you sit up and you put your feet on the ground, this is what I do every day. I open up that bottle of water and I just down it. I don't even let thoughts come into my head, and I just guzzle that thing until it's gone. So that no matter what, you at least have a bottle of water, 16 ounces. You have 2 cups of water into your body for the day. Most drivers are living on the verge of dehydration. And so if anything you do, you get that bottle of water in, and then you still have to get dressed. You still have to do your pre-trip. You still got to go to the bathroom. You got to do whatever you got to do. By the time you leave, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. So then you're not worrying about, oh, I'm going to have to stop. Because that's one of the arguments I get when I'm promoting drinking water. And I have a whole formula for drivers that works for how to drink water and how to time it out. But that is one thing that you can do right away. Every single morning, I'm going to drink water because your body can't survive when it's dehydrated. Your organs, your blood is like sludge. If you have diabetes, you guys, being dehydrated thickens your blood. It does not allow you to excrete the sugars and the glucose out of your body appropriately. Yeah. What if you don't have a diabetic problem? You have a dehydration problem. And so first thing, drink a bottle of water every single morning when you wake up. Don't even think about it. For 1 week, come back and tell me how you feel. The second thing you're going to do every single day for a week and then come back and tell me how you feel is you're going to walk a total of 10 additional times around your truck every single day. You don't have to do them all at the same time. So in the morning, you can do 2. When you're on your break, you can do 2. When you get parked for the day, you can do 2. Before you're all done for the night, you can get up and do 2, and that's 10. So you can do it however you want. Okay. So that's roughly about probably 10 extra minutes of movement that you didn't have. And the third thing that you're going to do every single day is when you go to bed at night, you're going to place one hand on your chest. You're going to place one hand on your belly, and you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to take 10 deep breaths. 10 deep breaths. You're going to focus on your inhalation through your nose, and you're going to focus on your exhalation, preferably through your nose, but I'm okay with mouth breathing if you need to. And you're going to keep your mind focused on your breath no matter what. All of a sudden, a thought will come in. Nope, bring it back. 10 breaths is roughly 1 minute. You can focus for 1 minute. And then tell me how you feel. Tell me how much easier it is to fall asleep. We are carrying so much stress around during the day. We don't even recognize that we're stressed.
Yeah.
And so you need that time at the end of the night to decompress, to wind down. If you're on your phone until the very moment you shut your eyes, there's no space for your brain.
Yeah.
There's no space for your body. And so give me 10 breaths, 1 minute at the end of the night, where you're just like, you know what? No one can see me. No one knows I'm doing it. And I'm just going to breathe. Most than likely, you're probably going to fall asleep faster and stay asleep faster. So 1 bottle of water, 10 laps, 1 minute, 10 breaths. That's it.
Wow.
That's awesome. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that.
Wow.
And then you
Because
go
I
from
don't like
there.
water
You don't
either,
need to go
but
from there. You don't need to go for broke. We don't need to be perfect right away. We don't need, 20 different exercises right away. Sometimes I get drivers that they email me and they're like, okay, tell me like 10 videos I should do every day. And then I respond back and I'm like, try this one. And they're like mad almost. And they're like, you're like telling me to do less. And I'm like, no, I want to teach you commitment. I want to teach you follow through. I want to teach you consistency. Because the person that comes to the yoga class 5 days a week after January 1st for only a week and then never comes again doesn't get really any benefit compared to the person that comes January 1 and goes to yoga once a week, every week for a year.
Yeah.
Same is true for truck drivers. If all you do is drink a bottle of water every single morning for a year, that is going to far outweigh and help you in your health than drinking 120 ounces for 3 days and then feeling so waterlogged that you never drink water ever again. It's the small, simple changes that lead to the big results so that you can feel good again. I've experienced it with my own life, and I've experienced it working with now thousands of truck drivers over the last 4 years. You can do this too.
Wow. You're blowing
you
my
think-
mind tonight.
do you think the yoga also helps depression, anxiety, the panic attacks, PTSD,
Oh my gosh.
all that?
That's why I'm here. That's why I have a pulse. I mean, that's why I'm upright, is because yoga saved my life. Yoga saved my life in giving me the ability to take control back over my life again through breathing, through mindset, through focus, concentration, and learning to feel in my body again. One of the things that addicts do is that their whole goal is to not have to feel. And so
Yeah.
you numb yourself. You use food, you use alcohol, you use drugs to numb. And yoga like slowly rips that Band-Aid off and says, no, 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 now you have to feel. And so I would call my yoga mat often my incubator. I'd go to my yoga mat, I'd practice living in a safe space, and then I'd go into my life and I'd practice. And I usually failed, and then I'd come back and do it again and do it again. But when we practice yoga or we practice meditation or we do a few of our mother trucker yoga stretches that I taught you, which are based in mainly yoga, we learn how to feel again in our body. We get back in touch with the most important thing, and it's us.
Yeah.
And when we do that slowly, we relearn how to have a relationship with ourselves again. We relearn how to feel uncomfortable things. Nobody likes uncomfortable things, but it's a necessary part of life. And so when we can feel that hip stretch and be like, okay, I remember Hope said that this is not pain. This is just uncomfortable. Pain is getting your foot run over by a truck. Pain is getting shot in the leg. Having a little bit of discomfort in your hip when you stretch it because you've been sitting all day is not pain. Pain is at childbirth. That's pain.
Yeah.
And so stretching your hip is uncomfortable. It's a varying degree of discomfort. And if we can learn to be okay with that, we're also going to probably notice in our everyday life when things don't go our way and things are uncomfortable, we're able to sit with that. That's what yoga did for me. And that's what I'm trying to translate for people that work with me, is that these are tiny little opportunities disguised as movement, disguised as yoga, disguised as breathing to help us learn how to live life, how to live a higher quality of life, because no one else can fix us except for us. But there are definitely people that can speak into that help, into that assistance, so that we can move further forward and that there's hope, that we can have hope, that we can improve.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So yes, absolutely. Yoga and breathing and stretching is why my mental health and my physical health are where they are. And am I perfect? No. Do I have down days? Absolutely. But the difference between me now and me then is I don't stay down.
Yeah.
I'm able to catch myself and say, okay, Hope, take a breath, get it together, go for a walk, do a couple of stretches, and then I bounce back again. What took me weeks and months to come back from when I'd have a bout of depression or a bout of anxiety or panic attack is now hours, is now minutes sometimes, where I'm just like, snap out of it, Hope, because
Yeah.
I chose a new path. I've retrained my brain. I've shifted my awareness and attention. And I think so many of us, that's probably what we need most, is just to start shifting our attention onto something else. Maybe step one is just watch my videos and don't do anything. At least you're watching something better.
Right?
Trash
Yes.
that's out there. So at least that you're taking it in and you're like, okay. And you keep seeing it enough. Eventually you're going to do it, right? If you keep
Yes.
seeing a sign on the side of the road that says, best pie in the America, and you drive by it every week, eventually you're probably going to stop because you have to try this best pie in America.
Yes.
Watch my videos, and eventually you're like, okay, I'm going to reach my arm up overhead and I'm going to stretch. Oh, that does feel good. Okay. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Don't ever let anyone make fitness complicated for you, because it is not. It really is simple.
We had a Dawn Needham. She actually just had shoulder surgery a couple months ago, and she was off for about 3 months. Just got back to work, and she said, I just came on and I missed what else you said that I need to do in the morning in addition to drinking a bottle of water.
Oh, sure. So I'll review for those of you that just came on. So every single morning, when you sit up, put your feet on the ground. Don't even think about anything else. Better yet, keep your eyes closed so you don't like engage with anything else that's going on. And grab a bottle of water and down it until it's gone. Just chug it and be done. And so don't tell me you don't like water. It doesn't matter. Some things you just got to do. If you're willing to take a pill that you don't like, you can drink a bottle of water. And so that's the first. The second thing is to walk 10 laps around your truck every single day. I don't care if you do one at a time, spread out, or you do 5 in the morning, 5 at night, whatever it is, but committing to getting up and moving. Okay. And then the third thing that you're going to do is when you go to bed at night, you're going to lay down, you're going to put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly so you can feel yourself breathing. I want you to get your breath down into that lower hand, and you're going to take 10 deep breaths. And during that deep breath time, you are going to keep your mind focused on your breath. Anytime it starts to wander away, you're going to bring it back. Anytime it starts to think about thoughts, you're going to say, nope, breathing time. And you're going to make your breath go even louder if you have to for 10 breaths. That's 1 minute, you guys. That's 1 minute, so that you can de-stress, decompress, so that you can prepare for sleep. So you're not going from phone to trying to fall asleep and trying to figure out, well, why can't I sleep? You guys, this is why. This is why your mind is so heavy. You haven't sand sifted. You know, if you want to find a shell at the beach, what's the easiest way? You take a bucket, you pour it into a sand sifter, and you sift it. And then there's the shell. We need activities like that at bedtime for ourselves too. We have to sand sift the day away so that then the only thing that's left is just us and relaxation. Breathing can do that for us. And inside our membership site, we have tons of audios you can listen to. Some say you can do while driving. So movements you can do while driving. And some of them are for relaxation and for stress. Some of them are for sleep. And so there are opportunities for you to do that, whether you work with me or not. And so water, 10 laps, 1 minute of breathing. And from there, hey, then you're going to need a little stretching, maybe a little core work. And that's where I come in and I can help you. But I want this to be a no-brainer. I want you to get up and start moving and start feeling good again and start being your best. That doesn't cost you a lot of money. And those 3 things cost very little to nothing.
Yeah. Now, before I let you go, first of all, thank you so much for being here. I've wanted you on here for so long. If you could tell everybody a little bit about your stiff cream, which you guys can find on Mother Trucker Yoga, and you can find her on Facebook or mothertruckeryoga.com. But if you want to tell everybody a little bit about this, because I swear by it.
Awesome. I gotta go grab one. Hold on 1 second.
I need to get some of that.
You do. Oh my God. And it smells good too. Because I'm
Lady, she's absolutely inspirational for us.
For those of you that are just coming on, my name is Hope Savara. I'm the owner of Mother Trucker Yoga. And for years and years and years, I was always using everyone else's pain cream. I had a yoga studio, and so we would often promote that and use it in our classes. And I always had a but when I would say, hey, buy this cream, or you should use this cream, because it was too greasy or had too many chemicals. Or it had a bad smell, or, you know, it didn't really work well, so you had to use it often. And so I was to myself, one day I'm going to create my own pain relief cream. And so years and years and years went by. And then 2 years ago, I met someone and they were like, I love what you're doing. Have you ever thought about a pain relief cream? Like, that would be great. And I was like, actually, I have. And so she was like, I can help you. And she set me up with one of the big things was I wanted something made in America. I feel like it's really important to try to keep things in the US and be able to support people that are showing up for work every single day. And so our cream is made in America, 100% made in the USA, our tubes, boxes, everything. And this is the guy here. And so it's called Stiff Mother Trucker. Okay. You got to have fun, right? You got to laugh. So as you can tell, I like puns, but I feel like, so many people are so serious in life that if anything, I make people laugh, and that's good. But the cool thing about our pain relief cream is most pain relief creams, you're going to get a little education on pain relief cream now. Most pain relief creams, even the name brand ones, even the ones that you see everywhere, have 1 to 2 active ingredients. And most of the time, that one active ingredient is strictly menthol. And menthol does have positive things for your body. It does numb the skin. It does help desensitize areas that are in pain. But that's it. 1 to 2 active ingredients. Ours has 6, you guys.
Wow.
6 active ingredients. And our main active ingredient is an ingredient called caspicum. It's an extract of pepper. If you're allergic to peppers, it 99.9% of the time should not affect you because it's an extract. It's not the actual pepper, whereas most people are allergic to it. But what that does is it increases blood flow. So when you put our cream on, for those of you that use it, that's why some people notice it's hot and some people notice it's cold.
Yeah.
And sometimes it changes depending on where you're putting it on. It all depends on what the restricted blood flow is in that area. So it helps increase blood flow. And when we have an increase in blood flow, that actually increases healing. And so that's one of our main ingredients in our pain relief cream. But the cool thing is that it's all natural. It's not greasy. It's not going to stain your skin. If you use it, you'll notice it's blue. That's actually chamomile. So there's 27 different kinds of chamomile. And there's one chamomile that when you use it and you expose it to liquid, it turns blue. So our cream is naturally colored and it's made in the USA. And so if you have pain and you want something that's, low stakes, what's the worst that can happen? It just feels good for a while. But most of our people notice within 24 hours, they have better range of motion. They're sleeping better. They're not waking up with cramps. If you have Charlie horses or plantar fasciitis or neck pain, I have people using it on their temples for like tension headaches. So I get emails all the time with new ways. One of my drivers said she got stung by a bee. And the only thing she had was this, and it worked. It helped with the swelling. So lots of different ways. We are in Loves. So if you are out on the road and you aren't able to order something online and have it shipped to you, and I get that doesn't work for everybody, we are in Loves truck stops. And if you happen to stop at a truck stop and they don't have us, just let them know. Say, hey, I want you to carry Stiff Mother Trucker. And we are slowly moving into other mom and pop truck stops coast to coast. So Stiff Mother Trucker, we absolutely love it. It was made for all of you because I love you and I want you to not be in pain. But more importantly, if you have pain and you're looking to eliminate that pain, we'd love to give it a try and tell us what you think.
Does that work for restless leg syndrome also?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Absolutely. You are going to notice a huge difference, especially putting it on before you go to bed at night to really help minimize some of those pains and some of that cramping. And I have a lot of people that swear by it.
We have two questions for you from the same lady. One, do you sell it on Amazon or is it just available through your website? And does it work on rashes or dry skin?
Yeah, great question. So we are on Amazon. And so we're on Amazon. We're on our website. Just go to mothertruckeryoga.com or Stiff Mother Trucker. They go to the same place. And so you can buy it there. You can buy it at Love's. And will it work on dry skin? The cool thing about our pain relief cream is that it's aloe based. So it's great for dry skin. And it's not going to leave a greasy, like if you're putting it on your hands, you have carpal tunnel, it's going to fully absorb.
Yeah, so I just put some on. Yeah.
A weird film. Okay. And it does have a nice aroma. And so some people love it, some people don't, but that's okay. But it does fade. So it's not like it's going to stay that way forever and ever. But it's great on dry skin. If you have a rash that's giving you pain or problems, you're going to find that it gives you that cooling relief on a rash. And so always test an area. Anytime you use anything new, just always test it if you're testing it on a rash and see how that feels. But we have had feedback that for painful rashes, it does numb the area and does give it relief.
Well, that's one of the things that I love about it because I'm very sensitive to smells. And that's what I love about it. It smells good, but it's not overpowering. And you're right, it does fade away. And then the other thing, like Larry, he absolutely hates using something that's going to make him feel greasy. And this doesn't. It dries fast and it does not make you feel greasy at all.
Absolutely. Well, when I started using pain relief creams, really it was leaving a ring around my neck on my shirts. And I was like, man, it's like ripping on my clothes. So it's aloe based. And for those of you that were asking about skin, our aloe has magnesium in it. So for the muscle cramps, this is why it works so well on cramps, is because the aloe is mixed with magnesium, and magnesium is a mineral that we need. And if you're cramping, you're usually low in magnesium. So magnesium is in this little guy here. So you're going to make you see a huge difference when you're using it for muscle cramps.
Oh,
That
nice.
is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Dawn said
Amazon loves our website, wherever it is, and it's 2 ounces. It's super easy. You can drop it in your purse or your bag or in your glove
and it
box.
lasts a long time too. It really does. We've had this. I bought the two. I bought 2 tubes, and between the two of us, I think it's lasted us almost 2 months. So it lasts a long time, and we use a lot.
Because you do not need a lot. It is
No.
potent, guys. This is a bang for your buck. You need about the size. We tell you on the back a size of a pea, size of a dime, somewhere around there. Rub it in. You can always reapply it if you need to, but a little goes a long way. Remember, 6 active ingredients versus the standard 1 to 2.
Right. And it, for those of you who are in a truck, it's like a good air freshener, I swear. It smells so good. You should smell my hands right now. I wish I had smell-o-vision.
Yeah, if you're congested, put it on your chest. You can use it like Vicks. My kids use it like Vicks all the time. Makes a huge difference. Yeah, there's so many different uses. People are emailing me all the time telling me new ways that they've been utilizing it. So I had one person try it on their pet's back, like they had injured something. I'm like, don't put it where they lick it, because that might be a little minty. But they tried it on their pet's back, and it seemed to make them stop yelping. So lots of different ways I've been hearing people use it.
I wonder if that will be good on their paws then during the winter.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean, it might be a little minty to lick, but there's no chemicals in it, so it's not going to affect them that way. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Let me know if you try it.
Yeah.
Ladies, you are so fun. I'm so glad that I came on tonight. This was absolutely fantastic.
You're
Thank
amazing.
you so much. So before I forget, I want to remind everybody, because I know we had some new people come on. This is Hope from Mother Trucker Yoga. She's getting ready. She has a exercise program and membership that's $7.99 a month that you guys can join. But the great thing about it is next week it's also going to be available on the app. I joined today, so and if you're questionable about whether or not you want to join, go to her Facebook page or go to her YouTube and look at what she's already got out there, because you guys are going to fall in love with it. It's easy to use. She really explains things well. You don't feel like, oh God, I have to put 30 minutes aside to get something accomplished. She makes you feel like just a couple minutes and you really can accomplish. And I love what you said. You say, the small things make such a big difference, especially when you keep doing them over and over again. So I can't believe it.
Well, and if you go to our Facebook page or Instagram, we're doing for Advent. I always do something fun, usually around the holidays. We're doing a movement Advent calendar.
Yes.
So every single day, I'm posting a quick little move, like super simple, that you can do every single day during Advent. So you can go back and check it out. It's only the 4th day, so you haven't missed much. But every single day, I do a fun post for you to have a move that you can try right from the cab of your truck. And so definitely follow us there, Instagram or Facebook. I post all of those, and you can follow along and you can get a little movement in, right? That's what it's all about. A little teeny
Exactly.
A body in motion stays in motion.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. I'll leave you all with this. Your health matters. Your health matters, because without you, the world doesn't go around.
No.
Your health matters, because without your health, your family and your friends aren't able to enjoy all that you can bring to them. Your health matters, because if you don't care about your health, who will? Your health matters.
Thank you so much, Hope. I really appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Now do you know why Wonder on here? She's so inspiring. I'm telling you.
Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness. That was amazing.
Yeah,
That
now you know why I was
really
nervous to interview her, because I've been wanting to interview her for 6 months, because I've been so hard on myself. I'm sure lots of women are. You gain that extra weight, and what do? You put yourself down. God damn it, Angie, stop eating, stop doing this. You know better. You shouldn't be doing this. Mm-hmm. And when I started watching her videos, she's so, you could just tell by this interview how inspiring she is and how she just makes you feel better about yourself. And she doesn't make you feel guilty that you don't have 30 minutes to exercise today, but you've got 2 minutes. So, hey, you've got 2 minutes. Here's something you can do. And it's going to make a positive impact on your life. And I'm like, oh, I love this.
Well, does it make you feel guilty if you cheat on the diet either? If you have a candy bar here and there, I love it.
Absolutely. She said, "Thank you, ladies, for having me on the show. It was so fun." And Kathy said,
Thank
"Oh my God, that was
you.
awesome."
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're gonna help so many people out here.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. I loved her. And the fact that I could get Larry up to actually exercise with me was amazing.
Well, that's what we need to do. Document our journey now.
I know. I
I
am
think
gonna
we
do
need to do
it.
it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do what she said. I'm gonna post it in Trucker Safety Divas so that everybody knows that maybe didn't catch the show tonight. And I'm gonna challenge everybody and try to tell them to do it for a week and see what happens. And
Come
we
on,
can
ladies. Come on board with us. Document your journey with us. Let's do this. Let's have some fun, guys.
exactly. We can motivate each other, keep each other in check.
So I guess whoever wants to sign up with us, let us know.
And maybe get our men to join in too. I don't know. We'll try.
I don't know. Tough one's over here in the corner. He's not feeling good either. He's like, nah.
I'm telling you, it's because him and Larry were kissing. They got each other sick.
What's up with that, Larry? Keep your mouth to yourself.
I know. They're troublemakers. Can't take them anywhere. Oh my
Right?
goodness. Let's
Poor
see.
guy feels like donkey snot.
Well,
Oh.
has he got like cold too, just like Larry?
Sinuses right now.
Yeah, that's what Larry's got. His throat was hurting. He had the body aches this morning, coughing. He's feeling better tonight because he pretty much just rested all day and he's been taking medication. But yeah, it's that time of year.
It is. He's gonna
Yeah.
take some medication and go to bed himself really soon.
We are too.
You can see it when we're driving to get here. He was just like, "I'm done, honey."
Yeah.
Like, okay, you need to go rest then, you know.
Well, I heard him say before the show, he's like, "Hon," he's like, "I'm not cooking dinner tonight." I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's not feeling good because he
No.
loves cooking. He loves
No.
cooking."
He got
Trent,
cooking for us, but that's it. He's like, "No, I'm not cooking. I'm not doing anything. I've had it." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Well, you got a grilled chicken breast, Texas toast, mashed potatoes and gravy, and a salad.
Well,
Aw,
that doesn't sound bad at all.
no, not at all. That was very sweet.
Hi, Trenda.
And I ate my salad first.
Good. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm not joking with you because that makes so much sense. Because if you eat the healthier stuff first, you're gonna fill up, and then you're not gonna eat as much of that crap. So I am totally gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the water. I'm gonna do the walking around the truck more, and I'm gonna do the breathing exercises because I do have a very hard time sleeping at night because my brain is always going. Like sometimes
Well, like he said, is this?
That's exactly it. Because I wake up in the middle of the night with like, oh, I should do this for Trucker Safety Divas, or I should do this, or
Yep.
I have the best ideas when I'm sleeping. And so I'm thinking that if I do what she says and just breathe, they'll probably sleep a lot better too. Turn my mind off.
I get those ideas right before I'm ready to fall asleep, and they'll be like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like,
And
oh
then
my
I'm like, get up and write it down.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh God.
And then I
Kathy's-
forget in the morning to tell you all the ideas. I'm like, oh darn it, what was that I need to tell her? What?
I know, we have to write them down, or I'll call you and be like, hey, Lori, write this down real quick before I forget. Kathy said,
So I think we should do this together. It'd be fun.
yes. I'm totally gonna. I'm starting tomorrow. I'm not joking. I want to do this
Well,
because
let's do it.
because I know just us adding water to our diet and drinking a lot of water, we've noticed a huge change just adding the water. So if
I
we
don't
start
like
adding everything
water.
else, you don't drink water?
I don't like water. But you know what? That's okay.
You know, I don't either.
I'm gonna do it.
We add Mio to it and it helps. There's all
Okay.
kinds of different flavors and it's sugar free. This one's got caffeine. I don't drink the caffeinated ones. He does. I just drink the regular. But I'm not a big water drinker either. But I do like to drink a plain bottle of water when I wake up in the morning. Then the rest of the day, this is what I drink is Mio. So,
Well,
Kathy
try
said,
it. Why not?
yeah. Kathy said I've been eating salad a couple times a week. And Eric said I just drank 28 ounces of water. That's awesome.
Good job.
Yes.
I don't drink water. Fish make love in it.
What did he say? He doesn't drink water. What?
Come here, say it.
I said I don't drink water because fish make love in it.
Oh dear God, James. It's a mess. Even when he's a mess.
Use that one. Watch.
Oh
His
my
other one
God.
is, I don't drink water. They poop in it.
God.
Well, they do.
Something tells me water bottle's probably clean. They probably filtered that out. I'm just saying.
I think so.
Elizabeth said, amazing topic tonight. And Trenda said, oh my God, James.
I warned you all. I never know what comes out of his mouth.
Mine either. Mine either. I mean, that's why they're twins.
Oh my gosh. Well, put a line on the wall. He just took medicine. Holy Moses, he really doesn't feel good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it takes a lot for Larry to take his medicine, too. These poor guys. Both of us got sick. Let's hope they don't make us sick. Like, stay away.
No, he says it's all my fault. I made him sick.
Oh, yeah, because you weren't. Okay, I'm kind of on James's side on this one. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
You were sick first. You were sick first.
How dare you take the husband's side?
I'm sorry. It's true.
We gotta go. What the heck? You just
I totally forgot about that.
Yes, I have been sick, but darn you broke our code.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Kathy said, I don't drink water either, but I think I can do a bottle of water in the morning. Yeah, it's not that hard. And
It's just
especially,
one bottle of water. We
yeah,
can
and
do
you
it.
have to chug it. If you don't like water, chug it. It goes down fast. And
Or do what Angie said and put the stuff in it.
yeah, I tell you what, when Larry got diagnosed with, he was pre-diabetic. And it scared the shit out of him. And we changed our lifestyle where we started drinking more water, staying off the soda, staying off the sweet tea, and just adding a lot more water to our diet. And I tell you what, we both have felt better. He sleeps better, I sleep better, and just making that little change of drinking more water. And you guys will see every time we live stream, we've always got our water bottles with us. They're always with us, no matter where we go. And that's just one small change that we've made. The other small changes, like with you, Lori, we're trying to cook more in the truck rather than eating out. So we're making small changes.
It's
They're not
healthier.
huge. Yeah.
You're not doing all the fast food, the greasy foods. You can eat more healthier than what you want to out in the truck than out there.
Yes. And now I'm going to start incorporating more walking because you know how she was talking tonight about how when she does yoga, how it just keeps her mind quiet. That's how walking is for me. Like when I walk, I'll put my music in and it just automatically calms me down. And I can walk and walk. Yeah. I love walking is my peace for me. So I got to start doing more walking. I miss it.
Well, because we don't get out of the truck much.
No.
And I'm home, and that's not very often either.
No, I'm going to have to make a better effort to start getting some more walking in because it makes me feel so much better. So
just when you do your pre-trip, do a couple more laps.
Exactly.
When you do your post-trip, do a couple more laps. Heck yeah.
Yep. And when I'm taking the dogs out, walk a little bit more.
There you go.
I used to do that when we were fueling. I'd walk around my truck at the fuel island and stuff. Although that's kind of dangerous because you have to dodge other trucks. But I always try to find ways to get more walking in. And I'll be honest with you, I've really slacked over the last few months. So she's definitely motivated me.
Oh, she's motivated me. I mean, I really do wish I would have met her sooner.
Yes. Yes.
It would have helped me a lot.
Well, we met her now.
I know. I'm super excited.
I know. I'm super excited to do this too. And it's just like she said, it doesn't have to be huge changes, just little things. And I'm really excited because I did sign up for her membership thing because I'm not, seriously, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt. I'm not getting any money from her membership or from her cream. I get nothing from it. I truly believe in what she says. I truly believe, I'm not bullshitting you. I truly believe in the cream. I don't get a dime for showing you this. I bought this on my own. She didn't give it to me. I truly believe in this.
If that cream works like it does, my restless legs in the truck would be so much better.
Yeah,
it helps my back.
It helps his back, but I'll be honest with you. I have tried just about every cream known to man, and I am on prescription cream through my doctor. Nothing helps my arthritis in my hands better than this. And what I love about it is I can't have greasy hands when I'm driving and using that steering wheel, and it dries quick. That's what I love about it.
I don't like that the smell from Bengay and Icy Hot, and
This
it
has got
turns me off.
a slightly menthol smell, but it's almost floral too.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, Larry's like, it smells. I put some on while she was talking because my hands were hurting, and he smelled. He's like, oh my god, that smells so good. So yeah, it really does smell good.
So how's your hands now then?
Much better. And she's right. You can definitely feel that it does have a pain relieving effect in it, because it's not that my hands are numb, but the throbbing pain that I had, it doesn't take it away completely. It's not going to. I have arthritis, but it's at a level where it's manageable. It takes about 5 minutes, and it's manageable. I can live with it now, where before, at the beginning of the show, I was in agony.
I have arthritis and carpal tunnel in both hands. So
Yeah,
if it works for you, yes.
Yeah,
But,
and
okay,
it works in my elbow too. So, Kathy, I'm going to start walking from my front door to the mailbox for my 10 steps, and then hopefully my body will allow me to walk further. Kathy, first of all,
you can do it.
I love you so much. And second of all, I have been there. That is the hardest thing in the world, is taking those first few steps. You have no idea. I'm not lying to you. I could show you pictures. I couldn't walk to my mailbox. It was the hardest thing, and it's the most embarrassing thing. And I'm telling you guys all this because I've been there. It's why I don't judge people.
And it was right across the driveway.
Yeah, it was right across the driveway. If you could see how close my mailbox was, you'd be horrified. Just do that, Kathy. Take a few steps every day, because if you do it every day, it's going to get easier and easier on your body, and you'll start noticing that you're not going to get so winded, and you'll be able to go farther, and you'll notice a huge difference. So I love you so much, Kathy.
You can do it, Kathy. You can do it.
Yes, and we are here for you. We're all going to make some small changes. It doesn't have to be huge.
I think we should do up a graphic and put up Mother Trucker Yoga who wants to sign up to do their journey with us.
And
maybe we can get some.
I want to put up her advent every day too as motivation, because I think that's really good. I put up a couple already in the group, but we'll put up her daily ones and see if we can't motivate some more people too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, girl, thank you for another amazing show. I think, dang it. Oh my God, Lori, I had a topic for us for next week and it flew right out of my head. What were we talking about earlier, Larry?
Weren't we just talking about that?
Yes, and we just said, I know what it was. Dutch came up with a great topic. I will tell you after the show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well then call me.
It was Dutch. Yeah. But yeah.
You gave me a phone call anyways, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. So I'll call you after the show. I have some great, but Lori and I and James and Larry, we are getting together over the weekend at some point, and we're going to be putting together a schedule for both shows so that you guys will know what shows are going on over the next month or so, and it'll help keep us a little organized too. So we're going to work on that, and we'll get it posted up for you guys in a few days. But
before we jump off, let's just say this. If there's any of our family out there, because we don't like to call you guys fans, and we don't like to call you guys viewers, but if you have any suggestions on show topics, put them into the new group. The Trucker, a Trucker View family group, that we just did. Put them in there or message us, because we want the ideas.
Yes.
Don't hesitate. Don't be like, well, mine's probably stupid. There's not a stupid one out there.
Yes. And let's see. Kathy said, I love you too, hon. And Cher said, sorry about that. My cat was on my keyboard. My cat used to do that. Whenever I'd be on the computer, my cat's like, oh, you're on the computer? Here, let me love on you. I'd be like,
Thor will do that or Lady and Thor do that. Every time my tablet's on the bed, she's got to lay all over the tablet. And I'm like, oh, lady, come on, let me get this done. No.
I know. God, so funny. So we will let you guys know in the next day or two. Before we forget, A Trucker's View is where you guys can watch all of us live stream. You can see Chris and Justin on there. You can see Lori and James. You can see myself and Larry. And we have Dutch. And we're working on a few others, like Dawn Stanton's going to be joining us shortly. So we got a few other truckers in our sleeves. We're just working out the kinks. The other thing is that we started a Truckers View family, and that's a
Right.
place that you guys can all come, whether you watch us on Trucker Safety Divas or the Guy Show, whatever. Come join us. It's a community where you guys can share. You can share memes. You can share jokes. If you're watching us on a Trucker's View and you see something cool while we're driving down the road, send us a screenshot of it, because a lot of times we can't do that while we're driving. So if you see
Right.
something cool, screenshot it and put it in there, because we want to see it too.
Even your blogs, your lives, whatever. We want to know what your life is too.
Yes.
You always see ours. We want to know yours.
And that's why we called it a Truckers View family, because yes, you guys are our fans, but we don't consider you guys fans, because as much as we share our personal lives with you, you share your personal lives with us, and therefore you guys become family. That's the reason we called it that. So,
Like I always say, when we're live, you guys keep us going.
yes.
So we thank you.
Yeah, and there's been many a nights when because Larry drives a night shift, and there has been many a nights that he has been exhausted, that he'll get on there and he'll start live streaming, and you people, by talking to him and keeping him interactive, are the ones that are keeping him safe on the road, because you're keeping him awake and you're keeping him alert, and he's talking and having a communication. So you may not realize that even if it's daytime, there's been times where I have been exhausted and I'm almost falling asleep behind the wheel, and you guys talk to me and keep me awake. So your conversation and you being involved with us helps us as much as it might help you. So we hope you guys know how much we appreciate you.
Big Mike says I want to be on the show. Well, get with the guys, Big Mike.
Yeah, I think Larry was gonna see about what we could do about getting Big Mike on the show, but preferably without ice cream. He's a big ice cream lover.
No, yeah, let's not leave the ice
No
cream
ice
at home.
cream and no pizza, Mike.
Leave the ice cream at home, Mike.
Yes.
We
And
love you, Faye.
Elizabeth said we are a sisterhood in trekking. Family is family number one always. That is so true.
It is.
Don't care if you're a driver, family member, a fan, we are all family.
It doesn't matter if you're a seat warmer like I am.
Look at Mike. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. He's such a child.
Mike.
God.
Oh my goodness, Big Mike. I
I
think
don't know
you're
what I'd
funny.
do without you.
You are something. You know that, right, Big Mike?
Oh, he knows it.
Is there any questions out there? Do we need to answer?
I think we're all caught up on all the comments tonight. So
Okay.
I think we are good. So we're going to say goodbye to you guys, because I know that James is not feeling good, and I know Larry needs to get some rest too. We got to take care of our boys so that they can feel better. And especially because the Raiders play tomorrow. You guys know they got to feel better for the Raiders. But
He's probably like, "Bleh."
I know.
Like, whatever.
Hey, they won last week, so we're just going to pray they're going to win this week.
You hear that? The Raiders will kick butt.
Oh, they're going to win this week.
That's what Larry said too. He's like, they're going to win.
And so are the Denver Donkeys.
Uh-oh. All right. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Remember, we love you all. And join that new group, because we want to see your guys' life.
And don't forget what Hope said tonight. Try it for yourself. Try it for 7 days. I'm going to post it on everything. I'm going to post it on all the groups. But just remember, drink it for a full bottle of water as soon as you get up in the morning. First thing before you do anything else. Second thing you want to do is start walking 10 laps around your truck throughout the day. Or if you don't have a truck, 10 laps around your house. Something to get you moving and going. And do that every day. And then last but not least, before you go to bed, put your head on your hand on your chest and on your stomach. Take 10 deep breaths with your eyes closed. Should take you about a minute, and see if you feel a huge difference within a week. Let's check back in with each other on next week's show and see how everybody did. If you noticed a change, drinking more water, getting a little bit more exercise in, let's check in with each other and see how we're feeling.
We'll put a graphic up in the Divas, so if anybody wants to join in with us while we do this, come on board, guys. You can do your little streams while you're walking around and stuff. Let's do this. Let's get healthier.
And if you're hesitant about joining Mother Trucker Yoga, I joined tonight. I can let you guys know exactly how it is and give you all the 411 on it. But for $7.99 a month, if you're looking to make a change in your life and get a little healthier, it's worth it. If you can afford Netflix, you can afford this. So,
Right.
but I will keep you guys updated on how I like it. And you guys know that I will be honest with you. I won't sugarcoat it. If I don't think it's worth your money, I'm going to tell you. But I will tell you, her Facebook videos and her YouTube videos are inspiring and well worth it. So I'm sure that her membership is probably going to be amazing. So I'm very excited.
It's only $7.99, guys.
Exactly.
You're not breaking the bank
pay
like some
that-
of these other places out there.
You pay that for a McDonald's meal. You know, what's better for you? Something that's going to maybe help change your life or a McDonald's meal. So you got to
Right.
figure out your choices.
But anyway, love you.
Love you guys. You guys all be safe. Have a great week. And we'll see you again next Saturday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.